Welcome everybody to episode number 2 of the Pen Clique, brought to you by Visioncon and Clever Kaiju. We'll try to go a little smoother than last time. No promises. At all.
No.
At all, never. My name's Deanna. I always forget to introduce myself. I'm getting ready to introduce all these awesome artists. I'm Deanna. I will be your host. I will keep these cats wrangled. And they are going to show you the amazing art you came to see. I'm going to go around. Everybody just wave when I say your name. I'll explain a little bit about what's going on here, and then I will let you introduce yourselves one by one. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Tonight, the October Pen Clique, we've got Mr. 𝗫𝗄𝗵𝗫𝗍𝗃, James Rutherford, Nate Howard, David Faught, Adam McLaughlin.
Close.
Close, I'm so sorry. Anna Hansen, Christopher Harris, and Eric Danger Wright. And this month, everyone voted on a spooky character of lore. We had a Boktok, which is what I was really pulling for. I'm kind of bummed. But
Is that kind of like an incubus type creature too?
that was the one that sits
Could
on
be.
your chest and gives you nightmares and
Right.
paralysis.
Basically a cat, right? It's your cat. It's your cat.
Yeah. It's a
We've all seen
cat.
sleepwalkers. It's your cat.
It was that, it was a Kelpie, it was Bloody Mary, but you guys chose Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is a supernatural child-eating being who appears as a ferocious-looking old woman that may help or hinder those that seek her. I believe she can sometimes be live with 2 sisters also named Baba Yaga in a house with chicken feet that moves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've gathered so far. These guys are going to give us their own renditions. We'll see what they did for it.
This is Norse folklore, right? Or
No, it's
Russian.
Slavic.
sorry,
Russian.
sorry.
But I'm just going to go around. I just looked at our Facebook feed, and David, you were the first one in the box.
That happened.
I don't know, Zoom is always different, no matter depending on which computer screen you look at. But
We
Mr.
played
David
musical
Faught,
boxes while you weren't here.
But it's
introduce
like, where's that
everyone
die?
to you and what you're up to and what you're about.
Okay. Well, my name's David Faught. Right now I'm working on covers for Big Dog Inc. I'm working on Princes vs. Zombies and got done with that. Working on a Wizard of Oz, their version of Wizard of Oz. Got that done. That's one I showed a little bit ago, but to everybody. And currently working on Ursa Minor for one of the big titles. Just right now working on independent comic covers. I got with one called with 𝗘𝗿𝗆. It's on Kickstarter right now with 𝗘𝗁𝗃 and all. And yeah, I've just been working on comic covers, doing personal commissions for people. Next year I'm coming out with a comic of my own with me and 𝗘𝗏𝗆𝗆. It's going to be about werewolf cheerleaders. Ooh, aquatic werewolf cheerleaders.
Tell us the full name.
Oh, no, don't make me
Yeah.
do it, aren't
You
you?
had a month
Okay,
to
here we
practice.
go. Okay. Mel, me and you used to have a talk after this. It is called the aquatic. Oh my God, here we go. I've already forgot. The curse of the aquatic lycanthropic cheerleaders. It's close. I know I got it wrong a little bit.
Okay.
But
Next time you write it, do a comic, you need to just make a simpler title.
well, everybody's getting like a preview Halloween, so watch out for that. I'm gonna send a bunch of people. So I have the title on it, thank God. I don't have to mention it. But yeah, it's just gonna be 80s horror, fun, gore, just a blast. So I'm excited for it.
Nice, nice, yay. All right, next in the black, Christopher Harris. How are you doing this month?
Hi guys, I am doing well. I am an artist in Kansas City, and I'm working on a bunch of fun things, a few creator-owned things and a few published things. And I'm always working on my ongoing creator-owned project, Ancient Cosmonaut.
Nice.
Right on.
Awesome. Eric Danger Wright. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Eric. So I mostly just do independent comics. I just finished the inks on my book, One Flag, that we're running with right now. And then waiting on a script for a book called Truck Stop Hipsters, which looks to be the most ridiculously amazing project ever.
All right. Let me see. Gary, you're in the center square, Gary.
Oh, whoa, hey, I'm in the center square. Gary Vidal, co-host, artist, conceptual artist, comic book artist, illustrator. I've done a lot of stuff. This Sunday, actually, Crypt TV is going to be releasing Mistress of Bones, which I did the conceptual art for, mostly for the mistress herself. I did her costume design. So check that out Sunday on YouTube on the Crypt TV channel, which is like the biggest horror channel on YouTube. So if you get a chance, check it out. No, not you should. You should be there Sunday and check that out. And also
Give
too,
them options.
it's Halloween season. If you haven't read it yet, myself and this guy over here, Adam McLaughlin. It probably looks weird because I'm pointing to nothing, but he's right over here. Well, we worked on
Hello,
Great
you.
Slaughter. So if you guys get a chance, www.graveyardslaughter.com. Get yourself a copy.
Both of those things are perfect for Halloween. Go watch all of Crypt TV. Go read Graveyard Slaughter.
Absolutely.
Take crap out of yourself. Eat some candy.
Oh, and if you really want to scare yourself on Crypt TV, check out Miss Anity. ANNIT.
Mhm.
Actually designed the look for Miss Anity as well. So it's
Yeah,
a
you won't
really creepy
sleep.
scripted story.
Won't sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, James Rutherford. How are
Hello.
you doing this month?
Oh, I'm doing.
What you got going on?
Oh, not much. Just working on some small personal projects, waiting for something to come down the pipeline. So we'll see where I go from here.
I can't wait to see tonight. Nate Howard. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I'm being visited by my dog Obi.
Aw.
Okay. Hi. No, my name is Nate Howard of Mammoth Press. Design and illustration. Pretty much every creative adventure you could think of, I probably do it at some point. I most notably Potbelly Mammoth comic series I started in 2014. That's on potbellymammoth.com. Volume 1 is available in a book. Volume 2 is currently being uploaded to a Patreon page at patreon.com/potbellymammoth. Oh yeah. Wait, that one. Yeah, that book. And then my latest endeavors have been the Mammoth Press Multicade, an arcade cabinet that I designed and ended up building in my free time. And now I live stream and do episodes with other local creators and while we play video games together. In fact, a recent episode had Gary himself on it.
It's a hilarious episode too.
So,
Here's my question about that. If they keep beating your high score, do they get to come back?
well, they get to come back all the time. How many friends do you think I have?
I don't know.
I built a 4-player cabinet. Do you think I have that many friends that I can just keep rotating out 4-player
All
group?
three's watching tonight, so you're good.
But yeah, no, I haven't even beaten his Centipede high score. In fact, he beat my Centipede high score while I was setting up the equipment.
Oh.
So I didn't even get that moment on camera, but you know, we'll get there.
Practice, man, practice. All right, next up, the last 2 blocks on our little Brady Bunch configuration is our 2 newbies this month. So brand new to the Pen Clique. Adam McLaughlin.
Hi. Yes.
Tell us about yourself.
Let's see. Such a weird thing to talk about yourself. I artist, draw comics, only independent comics. I worked with Gary Vidal on a couple projects, and right now we're working on Graveyard Slaughter 2. But like he said, definitely go get, if you haven't already, get yourself a copy of Graveyard Slaughter, because it is, yeah, it's so much fun, and it's you can tell it's drawn and written by people who just love horror for what it is, and it's the perfect time of year to take a dive into it. So, yep.
And also, if you're an 80s horror fan and you love anthologies and you don't own this book, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Wow, man.
The hell are you thinking?
Was that the tagline?
Yeah, that's it.
Graveyard Slatter 2. You don't have this? What the hell are you thinking?
Yeah. Video
I got in for
You don't have the first one. What the hell are you thinking?
I jumped in for the cool rental card, and well, it turned out to be awesome. So
Well, it's awesome, and I didn't get one, and I'm still mad about it because Mike put his name on it instead of me. So
Oh.
I use his card to rent.
Yeah, I'll make sure you get one.
For sure.
You get one.
This is being recorded. I know.
You heard it here.
For sure.
You get one. That's because she did the Kickstarter and her husband took the other card. So I'm gonna give her a card.
Okay, now my other female counterpart. Thank you, Anna, for joining us. Too many dudes here. Miss Anna Hansen. And what was your little avatar? I looked out, 𝗷𝗿𝗄𝗏.
Yeah.
I got it right.
𝗷𝗿𝗄𝗏.
Yeah.
That's actually a character I created like many years ago when I had like a fan base, page, much younger. I created her so I could have, like a character kind of like interacting throughout the site and everything. So she's kind of been a part of my online thing since then. I've kind of changed the way she's looked over the years, but yeah.
We all grow up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I'm a traditional artist. The medium I like using a lot are the Copic or Copic markers, however you want to say that. And that the image I submitted of her, that's what I use to color her. Recently for one of my coworkers, and he really liked it, so maybe I'll get another one. Hoping that'd be nice. Yeah. So, but other than that, I've mainly right now I'm mainly doing more of my own independent work and stuff like that. I've been going back to school. I've been, learning how to do graphic design. I'm this semester part of the program that it's over at OTC. Part of their graphic design program is you have to take photography. So I'm doing that this semester. So, which I wasn't sure, how I was gonna feel about photography, but I actually, it's actually been pretty enjoyable so far. So
that's my artistic form is photography. Are you maybe gonna combine the drawing with the photography?
Possibly. So we'll just see how things go.
I would like to see that. Speaking of seeing some art, it's time to see our Baba Yagas. Now, last time, I hate making decisions. Ask Mike, he'll tell you. He complains about it all the time.
But I have co-host immunity. I don't go first and I don't go last.
Yeah, he doesn't go first and doesn't go last.
You made up that rule. I don't think anybody else voted on this, and you're co-host. So there's.
And you see how you're all going about it. I guess it's fine.
Oh, man.
I think Gary should go first then. That makes sense.
So I'm going to start. Do I have a volunteer? Is anybody jumping at the bit to show off, or am I going to roll the die? I have an 8.
Roll the die.
Roll
Yeah,
the die.
Roll the die.
Fun.
Die.
Yeah.
We don't have a dice tray. It's gonna go off.
Okay.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Nate.
What? I'm 2.
You're 4.
On the Facebook feed, you were the 6th one from the top.
I was first last time, but all right, let's do this. Everybody ready?
We are ready.
Hey,
Okay. Share screen. Make sure I share the right one.
Oh, nudie.
No. There, how's that?
Oh.
yes.
Eh.
Check that out.
Wow.
So in short, my Baba Yaga, I actually have it on my monitor over here, so I'm not trying to like talk to a wall, but my Baba Yaga, and here's the thing, around the time that we were first discussing this, when we pretty much knew that that was going to be the winner, my wife and I was watching something on TV. I think we were trying to fall asleep to something where they talked about a fish, right, that would like bury itself in the sand or in trees or in the weeds, and it had this lure basically built into its body where it would like stick out of the grass and dance around to attract food, and they would come in, and it was basically millions of years of evolution made this fish do what we spend millions of dollars a year as a species to Bass Pro to do, and nearly as well. And it was frightening to think about like an animal, like a creature that has evolved an appendage just for luring in prey, and it frightened me. So I thought, that's kind of the inspiration. I ended up going with maybe some sort of like woodland, like, or wood demon, or some sort of ancient that makes puppets or dresses its tongue up or its own appendage like puppets to attract people. And originally it was just going to be like a dressed up tongue, but then I thought, what would 𝗓𝗄𝗄𝗃 do? So it ended up being like a dismembered old lady, being used as a puppet to attract kids or, people. But that was my version. That's what I saw. Now, as far as the rest of the lore goes, I mean, I didn't
I
get
like
much
the
pleasure.
approach to it. I like the approach. It stays with you. It really does. And I like that she's very like clean and streamlined looking. And then when you go back, you start getting that like the saliva, like the tongue texture, rougher and rougher, and you're like, oh, there's something I don't like back there.
I don't know if kids can be lured in with apples, though. I don't think they give a crap about apples anymore.
She needs like a copy of Fortnite or something in her hand.
Who's the inspiration for the old lady?
Yeah.
I think just most cartoons. I can't remember.
That looks like the Cowardly Dog.
Muriel for courage?
Yeah.
Janela said that. She said
Courage.
Muriel. Yeah. She mentioned that too whenever I was doing the lines for it. Yeah. I suppose.
It's awesome.
I mean, she's a little toad-like, but so she's more like, I don't know, derpy cute than adorable or like, sweet, but.
It's
No,
like
but that's someone I would trust. That's a grandma I would walk up to and trust, and that thing behind her is just creepy as all get out.
Well, every now and then he has to refresh the grandma, so has to go on a hunt. But
Oh, it's not a puppet. Oh.
it was originally, and then I took it a step too far, I guess.
That makes a better story, actually.
Well, what's funny, I have the character, I have the monster and her, like artwork set aside to actually make an animation puppet of.
Oh, nice.
And everything. So I don't know. I might do it on my Twitch stream avatar or something. Just some severed old lady. Is
it going to be the backstory of how they met before she was severed?
No, I don't know. I didn't think that far.
I like your grass textures too.
Thanks. That was a brush that
Absolutely.
I
just your textures, period, in the piece are really, really cool.
There's a few brushes that I built a long time ago, and I was able to dig them up. And I was like, I'm not going to waste these because if I didn't refresh them, I'd forget about them. So
that's cool stuff.
That's
and,
cool.
I also like that you can't see the rest of the spider's body or the creature's body, whatever it is. Like, you you can't see the rest of it, so you don't know how big it is, how small it is. You don't you don't know the size of it.
Yeah, he was coming out of the shadows more before, but I felt it was a little too dark, so I just ended up brightening it. But
this one's my favorite one. It reminds me of is it Mabel? Was that her name from Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Muriel.
Yeah, Muriel. Yeah. Like I could see this being an episode of Courage. This cover here.
I was doing the lines. I was going to bed, and that's what my wife said. It said that it reminds her of Muriel.
I love it. It's really good.
Right on. All right, who's next?
Oh no. I forgot there's a lag on the Facebook. I can't see the order anymore. I need to write it down.
Oh.
It's gonna be the third one. That's Eric.
Oh boy.
You're out, Eric.
Don't get too
So let's do
excited.
this. All right. Let's see.
Frantically writing down.
Oh, can you guys see it?
Oh yeah.
There we go. This is my Baba Yaga.
This is so
Inspired,
Oh wow.
first of all, my girlfriend asked me to draw her for this thing. So
cool.
I was like, do I like that idea? And having thought about it, I decided that it was a really cool idea to explore, like, you know, with the history of like witch hunts and stuff, and how they were always trying to scare small children from older women who were going to live independently and such. And I was like, all right, let's have like the moment that some young lady decides she's going to live that life.
That's
So-
cool, man.
That's very cool.
I love the inspiration behind it too. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was that much of a story. That's amazing.
Uh,
Now, is that her cat?
yeah, that's her cat.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, like a familiar.
Early
can
on,
zoom
you
in
said
on
you were
that.
just gonna you were just gonna crush it on pencils and just do pencils, and I was like, okay, and I trusted that it was gonna look cool. It was like, if he's just gonna focus on one thing, it's because your pencil work has always been awesome, but you had the time you put into it, man. You delivered. This looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Thank you.
details are incredible.
The line work on it, just
The detail of the wood and just the overextension of the bark over the actual.
Yeah.
Just all the small.
The
details.
dynamic shot,
Look
dude.
amazing. Yeah.
That shot is so dynamic. And dude, yeah, I love texture and surface treatment, man. And that broomstick and stuff looks really, really awesome.
Even the body
And the
language of the cat,
so
like how it's
Yeah, the cat.
slumped and like balancing on it, like it's trying to hold on but still be cute.
Mhm.
So I think it's communicating with her. They look eye to eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we talked about this before, but I just love like how clean like your pencil work is. Like you almost don't like you could just like take it straight into a book,
Right.
be just as powerful as it would be in ink.
You just up the contrast on it to darken them if you had
Yeah.
to, and then
Mhm.
the colors right there.
Levels.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
well.
very beautiful.
I think I am gonna like take this one to full color and like make prints of it and such.
Yes.
I just really like this design. It's cool.
It is.
It really is.
don't ink this. Just color it as it, dude.
Yeah,
this
like
is
that. Just
so-
put
Yeah.
sexy
like an
image,
overlay
man.
or something.
Love the Misfits T-shirt too.
Yeah, dude. That's a nice touch. It's like a modern teenager like making old school
Yeah.
choices, you know.
Yeah.
Especially with the
Something like
story
that.
you just said about the girl getting her independence, and she's leaving or whatnot, just going against the society standards. The
Yeah.
Misfits is good.
Yeah. I thought, definitely a riot girl, like personified what I was looking to create here. So that was that was the goal there.
Eric, another comic shop wants to know the cat's name.
Cat's name is Twizzlers.
Okay.
Actually, that's my girlfriend just lost her cat like a few weeks ago,
Aw.
and so that was his name. Yeah.
Dude, you're immortalizing a lot here, man. Like, you make a prince of this? Yeah.
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 Pretty wild, dude. I like this, man.
Thank you.
I had to buy this original.
would not turn you down.
All right, are we ready for the third one? Number 8. Adam.
Okay. Now, I've never shared screen before, so let's see how this works. All right.
The expression on your face just told me everything.
You look like me trying to get this live chat started.
Like there was 2 or 3 windows you really wanted to click on. You're like, no, not yet.
Not that one. Not that one. Not that one.
They're not ready.
There it is. Okay. Share. All right, it's thinking.
Start a screen share.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So, okay, this was tremendously fun. One, Baba Yaga is one of my favorite lore creatures, especially from like Hellboy. It was kind of like my first like major exposure to Baba Yaga, and she's super weird and creepy. She's kind of like attributed to everything weird that witches do, like she has done, if not perfected. So like her, like, you know, eating children, or, you know, her being this kind of omen to like the Slavic people, like you don't know if she's there to help you, if she's there to hurt you, or if she's there to mess with you. She does what she wants. And then, you know, she kills people, or she counts the fingers of the dead. Like she does really weird stuff. So I wanted to go back and do a pre-Baba Yaga, young Baba Yaga, before all the weird lore sets in. She's still weird, and she's still this kind of wild forest woman witch. And this is as her like lore is starting to be built. She rides around on a giant chicken, and she kind of I wanted her to be like a little sensual, like she's using her womanly wiles to lure men to her, so she could kill them with you know, whatever she wants to do.
Hours.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like this whole like I love doing a bunch of research. So like I did research on like Russian gypsies to kind of get that outfit look for her, and like Russian chickens. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can't zoom in just a little bit, but like, but yeah, like I have a skull right here that kind of connects her sash, and then she has a cane or a staff that helps her. I really just used it as a hook so she can climb up her giant chicken the whole time. And then kind of bips and bops and satchels and stuff. And then through my research, I found like these like chicken coops that, you know, people would strap on the side of donkeys. And so instead of chickens, because she obviously loves chickens, I have like other various animals down here, and like rabbits and garlic and stuff like that. You know, stuff that she just walks around, goes camping all the time, and just lures men to their deaths or whatever. You know, whatever she wants to do. She's weird and creepy. So
Is that a child in the cage? Did I see that right?
Oh.
Is this before the kids bit? Okay. You don't know?
Question mark? Yeah. So that's what I want to do, because their lore is so rich, and there's a lot to explore, and I'm really excited to see what kind of everyone else comes up with. for whatever reason, my mind just immediately jerked to go young, and just kind of see where that would take me. And this is tremendously fun. The whole week, this is just kind of bouncing around in my brain, and I got to research saddles, and like it's just fun learning about this stuff. So yeah, there you go.
The research.
The chicken was insane, man. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, I should have done something, because the chicken idea. I mean, there's a game that I watch people play, Smite, I think, and one of the gods that you play as is Baba Yaga, and it's a giant house with chicken legs that runs through, and it's like this old lady in a house that picks itself up and runs with chicken legs. It's like I really wanted to implement that somehow, and I just couldn't figure out. So the chicken, like, being a major focal point, like for her,
yes,
it's just very free-spirited young woman. I don't know. You and Eric so far have both captured both two sides of the same coin. Like just that young, free, kind of rebellious. That I don't know. That's a very interesting spin. I like it.
I focused right in on that leg first. And she looks like she is a confident woman.
That's right.
I love that
I'll mess with her.
I like how you're using the color for the work with the composition. So like she's the first thing we see because she's the brightest thing in the image.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, the white areas like on the chicken kind of like frame it in really well. But like I don't know, it's really really awesome. And what was your process on this too? Like how did you go about creating the image?
So I immediately thought of like just kind of like almost your Frank Frazetta like woman with like a giant spear and just kind of like this confident just hanging off the side of this creature. And so I have like a bunch of little thumbnail sketches to kind of come that, and like little notes like I want her to be turbulent and wild and dangerous and mysterious and all these things that she would have on her. And then through the research of like I said, Russian gypsies and stuff like that, it kind of came to me, like the pose came over here. Pose kind of came to me, and I kind of did redesigns on the cane and then the chicken composition here. So it always starts with like words and trying to bounce those things around. And once I had young Baba Yaga, I was like, boom, this is really fun. And this is like this is her chicken that she'll later like somehow die, and then it'll become her house.
Nice.
Well, that's the cool part too. Is like you look at it like, okay, how does the chicken go from that to where it's at right now?
Yep.
And so you're thinking, your brain just starts working immediately.
So yeah,
very nice, man.
Super fun. This was, and Deanna, I was going to try and do a sketch of that creature that you were really looking forward to.
Yeah.
The sleep paralysis one, I couldn't quite, I was doing the research on it and it was super interesting, but I hadn't have the time to sketch anything out. But that would have been really fun too. So.
Yeah, that would be.
Well, if you ever do, just, let me know.
Okay. It's all up here. So yeah.
What was the other one? The Great Pumpkin. Gary, when you came up with this idea, I got so excited about that, but then all these other creatures just kind of took it over.
That's the one I got excited about. You said Great Pumpkin. I was like, oh, yes.
Next year. Sweet. All right.
Very cool.
Next.
That's great, man.
Thanks.
David's next.
Oh, man. Well, let me see if I can figure this out real quick again. Photos. Yes. Okay. I don't know why I didn't share. There we go. All right. So yeah, here's mine. What I did was I kind of went the opposite way of Adam. And like I was trying to figure out like Baba Yaga, like she's very very old now. I like the woodsy look that some of the pictures I've seen of her. So I like that idea, and I love the idea of like this is her like later on, and she was getting really ugly and she was getting really horrifying. And I went with the idea of her eating the kids. So I was trying to figure out, she's ugly. A kid would not walk up to her. I'm sorry, there's no way. There's no way she could lure kids anymore. So I figured like she would get this power of, and I think Gary will kind of like this part. I use the idea of like Annabelle or the movie Dolls, and like she actually uses a puppet to lure the kids in, because if a kid's seen that, they'd be like, oh, a puppet, I can play with it, blah blah blah, and all. And she actually animates the puppet, and so that's how she lures the kids in now, and she stays in the background. And the dolls part of it is like these dolls can only last, like puppets can only last maybe like 50 years or so. And they lose that aspect of it, and they start like decaying like a human and all and stuff and all, because it's actually virtually a human into a puppet. So she'll find a new child to come in and take over that aspect of it. And that's when so she'll have a new puppet, let's say like in 50 years. And then she starts living and and that's how she learns the process of going through and keep luring children, and she'll use the puppet. So that was my idea of it, my sick idea.
Love it.
And I just
love
wanted
the
to
withered tree spirit
kind
of look to her.
I love that look. I thought of like the withered tree. Like I saw a couple pictures of her, like she was like a withered tree, and she was like in the woods. Like I saw this one that was a really good inspiration. She was like backed up into the woods, like she didn't have a chicken house or nothing, but she was backed up into the woods, and you could barely see her, but she was there. And I thought that would be like a really cool thing, and she could be like hiding like that with the puppet, controlling the puppet in front of everybody, and luring the kids in.
It's always an interesting like character choice to like cover the eyes, or have some kind of wrap, or at least some sort of to suggest that like her being able to see is meaningless. It gives her more power, more mysticism.
Yeah.
Not be able to see, like.
And that's what like my idea, like that she can cover her eyes and she sees through the the more manipulation of the puppet and all.
Yeah, that's a pretty jarring contrast. So so that was kind of my take on. I wanted something kind of more creepy and whimsical, but still kind of fun. And like I said, I drew like inspiration from the movie Dolls and Annabelle and Dead Silence and stuff like that, the horror movies that I love. And so that was my take on her.
Well, David, this is I know like the doll part looks really cute, but in concept is terrifying. that a child is being used to lure other children to be eaten for over and over and over again. That is true horror, man. That's good.
I mean, I was sitting and thinking, like when I was doing the concept, would the kid still be like present? Would she be completely gone, or the part of the kid be completely gone, or would her conscience still be there and she be used? But would she still be conscious, or would the Baba Yaga completely take her over?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what terrified me. I was like, ugh. Yeah.
Would you be completely vegan or not? Type thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like her wood. Well, I'm a big texture guy, but I love the way she looks. That she can hide in the woods. Like she looks wood herself almost.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see this in color to see how you played.
Oh, I'm gonna color it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it out. Like I just wanted to do inks this time, just do something different.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna finish it out for sure.
Yeah, I saw. I was like, man, I'd really like to see that in color too. But,
Throw some color texture in and all. So I'm definitely gonna finish it out.
Something about those hands.
I like that. Yeah, like those long, spindly, like wood hands, and like I could just hear her, like when she moves, she creaks. Does that real weird contortion creaking thing?
She got them gross fingers.
Yeah, she got them nasty fingers.
The longer I look at this, the creepier I feel. I just keep seeing more details that are scaring me slightly.
Well, and it's interesting is that even though she's like flesh or whatever, like I don't know, like she had to replace parts as time over the course of 50 years, like the hands had to be replaced and the jaw had to be replaced, and
her jaw.
Eventually, she has to throw the whole thing out.
Stuff like that.
Again, it begins to make your brain wonder. It's like, I love how your guys' books have stories behind them. Even if you didn't tell them, it's like the stories are still there. And then when you tell those stories, it makes it even more interesting. So kudos to you guys on that, man. That's hell yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I like this one a lot. I didn't know going into it what I was going to do. When I do my thought process, like I honestly I'll do my research a lot, but when I go to drawing, I don't spend much time on. I should spend more time on concept. But when my brain works, like I draw like little bitty 2-inch little thumbnails, and I'm always, I have like 10 or 5 on the page.
Yeah.
And that's when I usually pick it out. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I'll get to thinking about it even more. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I go ahead and pick it and just do it.
So you just don't want to overthink that process.
Yeah.
Because you can get into a mood where you'll do something small, but then you'll start over designing it, and you're like,
yeah.
I'm way too much time into this itty bitty drawing.
Yeah, and I don't want to overthink it and think, okay, because I get thinking, well, maybe that's a little bit too creepy for the the little girl or the kids turning into a puppet. And I'm thinking, I'm just gonna run with it, have fun with it.
Good.
So, yep, there's my Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga monster.
Yeah,
Baba Yaga.
Yeah,
Baba Yaga monster.
I want to take a minute to thank you guys again for doing this. When you first put the art up, it's like when I'm at the convention and I'm walking by the tables and I'm impressed and I like what I see. Then to hear you guys tell about what you were thinking when you came up with the idea and how it evolved, it's so much more. It's just beyond the beautiful art. It just makes me appreciate it more and want to see more and want to know more.
I'm like you, like that. I love hearing the stories behind the art piece.
Yeah,
it's always a cool story.
Just looking at each other's art, we've been following each other we've been palling around for years, and then every new piece that comes out, we see growth from the previous. Especially since we haven't actually seen each other in person in almost a year, just looking at everybody's individual parts, looking at decisions being made, like the certain pen strokes. And Adam, when we had him loaded up into Google Drive, we actually got to see them ahead of time, you could pick each and every one of our pictures out in the crowd. Each and every one of them were uniquely different. And me and David had a very similar idea, but it's so different.
They're so different. Yeah.
Where the inspiration came from, what details we wanted to focus on more versus the other. You'll see there's a very common theme with the younger Baba Yagas, how every person approached it from a different angle and still captured something. And it's fascinating, especially when you haven't seen anything else from them throughout the year, and you still see that growth. So it captures our imagination. So
exactly,
we run with it. So that's kind of normal for us, I guess.
Well, normal with us. Is that a word for us?
The wrong word.
For us, yeah.
What is normal?
What is normal?
I put on a shirt today. That's not normal.
Oh, that's his shirt? Wait a minute. Okay, we're good.
Don't stand up, Nate.
Yeah.
I already planned this through. I made notes.
All right,
My wife was like, "You're gonna put your shoes on too," and I'm like, "No,
no."
High top basketball sneakers and no pants and a dress shirt.
We know Nate has high top socks on with sandals on. We know he does. He's got the black socks on with the sandals. I know.
I do have black socks on, but I left the sandals. I couldn't find my other flip flops.
Wow.
All right. I rolled an 8, so Anna's up next.
Anna.
Hey.
Oh, Anna.
Represent for all the ladies out there.
Did you scan one in? Normally you're traditional, so.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Little guy.
oh.
Okay. You guys can all see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh man.
yeah, I decided to go with I tried making her like older, but not like old.
Yeah.
I also wanted to make her. It's like I wanted to make her like, kind of ugly, but at the same time, she still has the appearance that she's still like that somebody would still approach her.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I gave her the the long dirty fingernails. She's I gave her yellow teeth, basically indicating that she's living out in the woods or living away from everybody else, and not really too well kept. I drew her writing on a mortar, so I got I drew her with a mortar and a pestle that said that she's supposed to have in the lure that she rides around.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then and of course I drew the house with the chicken legs and all that.
Can't resist that. Can't resist
Yeah.
that. I like
That
that
house
you
is
put her in
adorable.
traditional Slavic clothing too. Like
Yeah.
the way that's cut, like her dress is cut and stripe down the center, or like the fabric down the center of the dress. Like that's Slavic clothing right there.
Yeah. I also gave her like a little bit of a belly.
Yeah.
Well, she's got the you went with the younger, slightly younger, kind of like middle-aged, kind of where she's still got all the features and the figure that she need where it matters, to attract somebody, to be approachable, like you said.
Yeah.
But there are features about her that clearly she doesn't really care. Like she's
Yeah.
So nothing that she couldn't like put a cowl over, like a robe over or anything. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
she still has that that figure of
Yeah.
Reminds me of that movie The Witch, where she took on the appearance of like a very attractive woman. And then you see her,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and yeah, she does eat a baby in that movie. It's insane. But that's
Yeah.
goes with this. I'm like, oh my god. And there's like these vibrant like colors and like this Slavic dress. My brain goes to that movie, and I'm like, this is actually a lot creepier than I think it is. So.
I like the house. It's
Yeah.
like still traditional. Like it's not just sticks and mud. It looks like something you'd see like in a cul-de-sac, like that. Like it was like she keeps the house up to date or something, or like out of Garfield or something.
Yeah.
Hey, this is all traditional.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty impressive. That's amazing.
Can you tell us your process?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I do with all my works, I sketch them out on sketch paper. I'll use a blue pencil first, and then I will go over it with just a regular, or I'll use a mechanical pencil and then go over it. And then I take a thicker paper and I put it over it, and I use a light box, and then I basically trace over what I've done with ink. So that way, if I screw up, the line art or the like the color, I still have the original, so I can try it again.
Yeah, that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
You're right in your art. Paranoia does well for you with art for sure. I'm the same.
Every step has 6 different saved files. I don't know anybody else. But
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah, it almost looks digital. Like
Yeah.
I don't know that about her work. I'm like, your stuff looks digital, but it's like not. Like
That's why I didn't mean to question her about it. But I was like, is that traditional? Because that really looks digital.
Yeah, it's traditional.
Wow.
You should see the originals on the paper. The colors are richer. That scanner's not the best in the world.
I
So
bet.
Well,
you get a lot of dithering and splotchiness that show up in the scan, but on the paper,
Oh man.
the colors are a lot richer. They show up a lot more vibrant.
It's still pretty damn impressive though.
Yeah, that's.
Can you guys see this? Well, it comes through on the camera.
Yeah, those blues.
Oh wow.
So the scan's not as rich as the original sketch.
The blues really pop on there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's really impressive.
Here, after we unshare the screen, you should hold that up again so it'll be
Yeah.
okay, just let me know.
Really cool.
Thank you.
And is horror a genre that you're not used to working with or working in?
Yeah, this is like completely new territory for me. I generally, with all my other stuff, I do like, or what it seems like, end up leaning more towards with everything is like elegant and cute, and this is not that.
Yeah.
But you
still captured a lot of your eyes. Like I've seen certain features in the eyes in your other work that you relied on your typical, like your approach to the eyes the same, and then even your mouth, you got that one little tooth where it's still cute. Like it's supposed to be almost like like a boar's tusk, but it's a little cute little thing, and then even she's got a bird nose. And really, like, I mean, I don't know if that's like a mole on her nose or a piercing.
It's supposed to be a mole.
Sure, no, I assume mole. But like, even without it, like, just that bird beak nose, like, you captured what you needed to make her look like, like still in your style. Like, I look at it and I see that you relied on the techniques that you developed and you pulled it off.
It's like you've done this stuff before, Like it's like, oh, she's done this witch horror stuff before. Because I'll tell you a secret about Anna. Anna doesn't draw ugly people.
It's odd that she's a crazy looking witch, but she's still like she's got a figure on her. She's still and she's still cute in that hand. I like the hand pose, like that the arm anatomy and the finger positioning. Like you kept it.
I can totally hear a voice for this character staring at her.
Yeah.
How does that voice go when you do the voice?
It's chilling. It's chilling. It's like inviting but chilling in my head.
Like,
yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker. What? She had a good voice in Hocus Pocus, wasn't it? Hocus Pocus? Am I thinking?
Oh, okay. You're making fun of the actress.
No, actually, that was probably her best work.
Sex in the City was awesome.
Okay.
All right. Unshare the screen, and then James, did you want to hold up the?
Yeah.
Pull up my original.
The drawing.
Wow.
Yeah, they look so smooth. They look like they could be on a screen, like on a.
They do.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's different to see. The colors are a little more. And my lighting's really bad in here too, so I've got a yellow bulb instead of a hyper white, so it tones it down a little.
Those alcohol markers, I use Prismacolors and some Copics now, but that was the reason I use them. Was probably the same reason you like them so much, because they're just so rich and bright. They translate content that you do digitally, like for me doing cartoons, something I would see on like an animated series on TV. I could draw that for people at my table and get similar, like they work similarly. Like they translate really well, like smooth and rich and bright. Plus, if you just layer the same color on top of itself, you can use its own color for shading, which is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's an opacity thing. So I don't know. Those markers always come out really rich and really bright.
You can almost treat your work like a painting with Prismacolor marker. It's really cool.
Yeah.
You do like all your under colors and underwork, which would be underpainting normally, and then you put all your fresh coat of colors on top, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks really good.
All right, we ready to next up? There's only 3 left, and Gary can't go last.
And there were 3.
All right, James.
Oh,
Mr. Rutherford.
God, I feel like I'm in a game show now.
You are.
yeah. Susan, who says you wasn't?
Like Running Man.
You're gonna run the gauntlet. Yeah.
Oh,
Traditional Baba Yaga, like old school.
Yeah.
yeah.
I had planned on coloring her, so there a lot of the details are all, the line art cancels some of the details that you can see, but so there's a lot of stuff in the hands, the wrist, the nose area.
The mushrooms.
Yeah.
That candle is killer.
Wait,
I love that candle.
she has chicken legs.
Yeah, she does have chicken legs.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I wanted to incorporate I felt the chicken was really important for the lore. So I wanted to incorporate some sort of chicken aspect in there. And I was like, I think in the original lore, she's got wooden legs. I think, if I remember right. So I was like, well, I'll just do chicken legs instead, because I've always heard people get teased for having chicken legs. So. And then one of the stories talks about the skull light. So I was like, okay, we got to put that in there too. And then the cooking of the children's fine. I had another aspect I was going to add, which was the child watching her cook, but I didn't. I decided not to add it. I didn't feel like it went with the composition.
Yeah.
James, is that the pencil brush you were telling me about?
Yeah, this is that stubby pencil brush.
Yeah, I need to get my stubby.
It's in the Creative Kaiju folder for anyone that wants to use it for digital work. I really like it.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's got a lighter version, a darker version, and then a semi-rough and a smoother one. So it's a pretty nice pen brush.
I like the dress or the skirt she's wearing. It's like it's like Adam's, kind of similar to Adam's, and where it's, I could see it being very brightly colored, like different scraps of different materials.
Well, I kind of did what Adam did, and I went and looked at, like traditional outfits, and a lot of it's very vibrant, but I felt like the amount of clothing they were wearing would be too much for her because it's really pillowy, and I figured by now she's lost or didn't care, but some of the other stuff, keep the culture, add the, like stuff with the witch. You got the bottle on there, the ring, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the ladle too.
Yeah, dude, the ladle, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then, she's supposed to be like nature or woodsy, so I was like, well, I gave her a mole, and I was like, well, hell, I'll just give her a mushroom. And then I was like, well, I'll just give her lots of mushrooms. Like she's decomposing. She's been, whatever state she's been in for so long that she's decomposing.
That mortar's nice looking too.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the things on it. Well, we talked about that earlier, James, with the legs on there. I love that, dude. That's cool looking.
The what?
The legs on the collar, the ladle, the border.
Yeah.
The legs on the border. Yeah, I think that's a really cool touch, man. Because I can see her just eating everything out there, dumping it out, popping it, and flying off, man. That'd be awesome. Well, at least put it in the fridge first, leftovers, then pop it in and leave it.
That tells me refrigeration's not going to be needed for her.
Does she eventually smoke her ladle too? Is that?
It could be. Who knows?
Could be. Like there's that one hand that comes out of there. There's an eyeball in it.
And on the ladle, there's I looked at some Russian jewelry, and this was like one of their 12th century designs.
Nice.
So I tried to incorporate a bunch of little things in there.
The research that you guys have done on this is just awesome.
Yeah.
I tip my hat to you guys for that, for sure, man. You guys are just whooping ass all over the place. I love it. Good job. Those bony hands, dude. I love those bony hands. They're so creepy.
That whole body, I just am intrigued by.
Yeah.
Her head is so creepy. And then it looks like, I mean, she put a cloak on and covered her feet up. You might think she was approachable and not so scary. And then she flip it off and you just hope you can run.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's like in the lore, her nose is like super huge, like it goes across the room or something like that, if I remember reading it right. So
he's supposed to have horns too. I don't know if you guys read that. There's like
I don't remember anything about horns, but yeah, that would have been a nice touch to add like some horns to her.
But I like that yours looks like the one that you see like in the wood block cuttings of her, like the old traditional pictures of Baba Yaga, where she's like all kind of like long and gangly, weird looking and shit, and she's got like the super long arms. So I love that. It's very, very traditional.
Very cool.
Oh, by the way, I love the line work. Like, I love that you guys can use like just your black and white line. It's just so, it stands out and it works really well. So again, tip my hat to you guys.
Very nice. All right, well, if we go by Gary's rules, Gary's next.
I have to go next. Last, never first. That is the blessing of the co-host. Dun, 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 dun.
The co-headliner.
All right, so these are my. I just want to show these first because these are like my prelims I did before I started. So I was trying to figure out like what approach I wanted to take to the character, what was too, what was done, like what I like, what traits would I like to add, and stuff like that. And I did a lot of research with looking at senior citizens like that are Russian and people who are like really, really old, like super duper old, and just kind of see like how their facial structures are, like, and then exaggerating certain features based off that, like this lady here, and especially this woman here. This looks more like the. Let me get that out of the way. There's actually a picture or photo of a woman who had eyes like this. She was so old that they set in side of her eye socket. It was deep in her eye socket like that. And so I took that and expanded on it, and then I came up with that version. I was like, okay, that's the one I want. So I went with her and then expanded on the idea there. There's like another kind of version, the big forehead. So that's kind of like the basic version of like what I wanted. And then I was like, okay, I needed to look up some Slavic clothing and see what I can match with what I have here and change some things out or whatnot. And then I went to positions. I was like, okay, what am I going to do, or how am I going to go about this? So I was just playing like with different angles here. And I decided to go with like something like this because I thought it was pretty dynamic seeing something like from underneath and there's something over you like that. So instead of, I got her the mortar, but instead I gave her like a sickle and a broom, because there are some versions of her where she has a broom inside the mortar. But I like the sickle because I've seen versions of that as well too. And actually, the clip that James and I were talking about earlier from Hellboy, she has a sickle in it too, from the newer Hellboy film. And I've also seen other pictures of her with it. So this is my finished version. Let's see. There we go. Zoom into some parts there. Now, took like a watercolor approach to it. This is more traditional than like the other versions you've seen tonight. But I just wanted her to be like this really creepy old woman that like kills animals and dogs and eats them, like she's wearing some kind of wolf. And she's like licking her lips because she's like probably running down some kids or some people in the forest.
Hey, Gary, it might just be me, but we can't see your actual illustration.
We can't see what?
Your drawing's not showing.
Drawing.
Wait, what's not showing?
It's not on the screen.
We just see your
I thought he was
prelims.
still building it up.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Nah.
Okay,
It's still your sketch.
Okay, hold on.
Try unsharing and bringing it back.
Yeah.
It stopped. Hold on just a second. Let me share it again. Here we go. How's this? Can you guys see it?
There you go.
It is.
All right, sweet. Yeah, I was explaining something that wasn't there. Jesus. So, this is the version I ended up going with. Put her in her mortar, gave her a broom and a sickle. Made her where she kills animals and stuff, and she's eating them and wearing them. Pulled some like old Slavic style clothing, along with like a fur cape, because she's out in the snow all the time. Let me zoom in. I gave her sharp teeth, but you can barely see them, but they're there.
I saw those toenails when it was small.
Oh, yeah. Toenails are gnarly, right? You think someone like Baba Yaga is gonna have some manicure? No, man, those things are gonna be gnarly. They need some more cords on them. I did animal skulls. The skull sizes vary here. I wanted to make sure you got like smaller skulls and bigger skulls and all that.
I like the texture in the clothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks, man.
Like that. Yeah.
And also, as a last-minute decision, I decided to overlay. I flattened the whole image and I overlaid it and then motion blurred it. And then
Yeah, there's
part.
that motion blur on the edge of the mortar that she's on.
Yes.
It looks like it's traveling, and then the trees in the back. It looks like she's hauling ass.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's pretty cool.
What's on her
Your
headpiece?
skin tone color, even like just the choice of your bluish, would just something that I wouldn't even consider. I don't consider those things. Where you got the bluish hue of her skin. She just seems more ancient or more mystical just because of.
There's just something off about her. It's like
Right, like she's not human,
Yeah.
or she's
What's that called? Uncanny Valley. Like she's recognizable, but still kind of disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's not normal.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a Shinigami. Like, I don't know. I think if it wouldn't be blue, I wouldn't think that. But I love that it has like that kind of Japanese like folklore demon kind of look.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Travis Aiken on Facebook wrote, with her skin and eyes, she almost has a bit of an Oni look to her too.
Yeah.
Tell them to stop copying what I say. That's not cool.
Stop it.
Well, it's good. Well, it may have been, you actually know what it's called, like the mouth, the way the mouth is shaped and the shape of the teeth and the tongue, like the samurai masks, that would use to
Oh yeah.
to frighten their enemies on the field.
What's on her headdress?
This right here?
No, her
Oh,
your
I
hat.
can't remember what they're called. There's a type of headband they wear in Russia. It has like these little, they almost look like coins.
Okay.
If anybody knows what those are, put it in the comments section or whatever. But they wear those, and usually it's like a thicker band, and sometimes it's a thinner band like that. But I saw that because she's got to have some kind of headdress, and I was looking at a bunch of traditional Slavic clothing, especially for the medieval times, and especially old people and peasants wore, and some of them had that. They had like those little those little headbands on with the metal pieces on.
Before you zoomed in, I thought it was teeth.
Oh no!
Oh.
You should have had a bag of teeth, huh? Which, funny enough, I almost gave her almost like a hammer. Like, you know, you see like a blacksmith use.
Mm.
I almost gave her like a hammer instead. But that is mine, and that is the news.
Pretty badass.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And these will be in the album for everyone who's watching tonight. These will be in the album for you guys to see close up.
Definitely. I'm gonna share them all individually on the event page and then make an album like I did for September. And I'll have all the artist links next to their artwork so you can find them and get some more.
Yeah.
Cool.
Buy our shit.
That's the tagline for this show.
I'm pretty sure we've been sneaking it in every time.
Christmas is coming, people. You don't want to go out in this crazy world and shop.
Right? Buy all our play sets and toys.
It's on the internet. It must be okay.
And Deanna, don't you have some type of board game or something?
Yeah.
Speaking of Christmas,
I think I heard about this.
I do. Gary keeps telling me to plug Playco Games. Probably because he drew the art for my expansion and it's amazing. Yeah.
that too, but
Playco Games is somewhat of a sponsor because I don't do that job when I'm working on this.
yes.
I'm ignoring it. So yes.
Mm.
This is coming. Maybe we'll have a board game toy theme coming up in a couple of
Hmm.
I don't know.
Suspicious.
Deanna, where can they find the game? Where can they get it?
Oh, playcogames.com. If you are not in the Springfield area, if you are, Carl usually has them at Metagames. If he doesn't, I know where he can get some more.
Hmm.
And what if they don't live in the 4 and 7 area? Where can they get that?
playcogames.com.
Excellent.
Yeah, I will pack it up personally, ship it straight to you.
Yeah,
Aren't you guys sweet? Now Mike's going to buy a piece of every one of your art.
Excellent.
Buy all our play sets and toys.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm going to stop sharing.
We got one more. Christopher, did you go last time?
No, I did.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch the video. I couldn't do it.
Let me share my screen. Can you guys see it?
There it is.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
There it
Oh
is.
yeah, let me. I didn't know what the maturity rating was, and I apologize because I just don't care. But
welcome to the club, my friend.
I wish I would have had a bit more time to spend on this because Baba Yaga's honestly, like, without biasm, is my favorite folklore character. I think she's insanely cool, and the fact that we still talk about her is insane for how old of a character she is. And I wanted to create a character that fit in the same vein as the last one I doodled, Dr. Bong. So I tried to use the same color palette. Unfortunately, I spent probably too much time on this bad boy than I did her. I only spent a few hours doodling this, but I wanted to kind of like I imagined. I mean, I love Star Wars because who doesn't? But I wanted this kind of droid unit thing that was her like vessel that kind of traveled around. And in my eyes, like her backstory would be she's long dead, but this program or software created her, and like they would like it's like a hologram would bring her to life to come destroy people, and like I put like this cheeky little destroy a title on it. But it would roll out and it would like project her, and she would kind of bring justice to people. And I really was going to do this. The idea I had was making her more robotic, but I wanted to have like a good amount of like fleshy bits on her. And I love this idea of like this bandaged, kind of like the model of her body. I wanted the physique to resemble an older woman, but have this kind of younger looking face. So obviously there's some nefarious means that's keeping her young. And I love the idea of this. I figured in the future we'd see a lot more like dreadlocks, like natural hairstyles. So I wanted to have like a hairstyle that kind of resembled dreadlocks, but still have that kind of tentacle, you know, like cables, like cyberpunk kind of feel to it. And I was initially going to make all of her appendages are going to just kind of be floating together, but I just didn't have time to do that. And I love the idea. You sometimes see pictures of her where she's holding this cane with a skull on it. And I don't know what it is about that imagery, but I think it is the sickest thing on the planet. And I love, like, that would be her main kind of tool for destroying, is just a stick with a skull on it. And it could be kind of like a hoodoo thing where she casts magic out of it, or she just, you know, bops people with it. And I like both ideas of that. And this I penciled and inked it all traditionally and colored it digitally, just because I was short on time. Normally I would have added screen tones or other, superfluous details that only I would notice, but that's really it. But
getting kind of a Mobius feel off of this one. Could be the colors, or maybe subject matter.
I really wanted. I was going to even do the background. I wanted it to be more of closer, I guess, to magenta. But I just liked this hue of purple, pink. I guess I don't know what color you'd call it, but I really just felt like that felt more fitting, especially compared to the previous Spella that had, a lot more blues and purples. Like, I wanted it to be a very direct opposite of that. I know, can I show her, can I get rid of these parts?
There's been a warning. And if you're watching on YouTube and it's inappropriate, don't watch the next few moments.
It's art. Nudity is totally appropriate in art.
Yeah, it's fine. We're a late night show.
But I wanted just like the typical kind of old lady look. I wasn't trying to sexualize the drawing at all. Like, I find that obviously all naked human beings are sexualized, but I wanted it to feel more of just this character wouldn't fit into a cyberpunk kind of realm. Like, it's naturally odd to have this like half naked lady with bandages and robotic limbs, like in any kind of world. But I don't know, I just imagine like, Baba Yaga and like, I don't know, like her chicken. What I wanted to do with the robot down here was make it look more of like a chicken leg, but still be this kind of robotic looking unit. But I didn't have time to do that, so this is what I did. Oh, and the back is it's a ritual, we'll say that. And there's Latin on the background, but like, I imagine that a person that would summon her, like this droid would come and they'd have to scribble some salt lines on the ground and say this, saying to evoke her out into the world.
The X's aren't helping any.
The X's, the cloud sensors. There we go. YouTube, you can take that in your censorship.
Oh man, we're gonna get canceled for sure now.
We're out. We're done. But yeah, that's my gal.
We'll get picked up by some kind of indie network. It'll be fine.
Right, we're gonna get picked up by Netflix.
But I love it. I love these prompts. I've been trying to just do something out of my comfort zone. Like, I would have loved to just done a traditional reinterpretation of her, and I know that I could have banged out something really cool, but I wanted to do something that not only fit into the theme of the last guy, but for any of these characters, I'm going to all try to fit them so they kind of feel like they could be in the same world.
Nice.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, that's
I mean, you could have banged out another something really cool, because this is really cool.
This is pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, guys.
Of course, I love your usage of color, man. Usage of color is just awesome. Oh.
Now, see, instead of a chicken leg, I kind of thought that droid part she was coming out of reminded me of the, we say mortars that you guys have put that in.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to resemble a mortar, but like still have a kind of droidy feel to it, where like I almost imagine this could be kind of like a trash receptacle where, you know, it'd be unassuming. You would see it and just think like, yeah, I can put my garbage in there. But all of a sudden, you know, green smoke and like this very heinous looking, beautiful woman comes out of it that just is going to hurt you.
Heinous with her crude cloud censorship.
I don't know, maybe I'm a simple man, but like, yeah, I even did like, I mean, I went just pretty literal with a bat for Dr. Vaughn, but I just love the idea of like, even if you'd have a supernatural being, like if their means of punishment was something as simple as a stick with a skull on it, like I don't know what beats that. Like no spell out matches that.
Yeah.
But that's me.
I love the way you do your tech too. Like I always love that. Like the first time I saw Chris, he did Charlie 13, and I was just like, "Who is this guy?" I was like, "This is freaking sweet, man." And, dude, if you haven't seen his book that he's done, Charlie 13, it's freaking awesome. And
I like drawing the robot stuff. That it brings a lot of joy to my heart. But this might be one that I rarely will go back and redo a drawing or like add more to it. But I feel like the idea I have for this is one of those weird ideas that kind of needles itself into like your brain. And I'm sure like the rest of you guys know where you're just like, I've got to do something with this. But like I'd love to maybe just do maybe like a pinup or something and kind of use the same subject and see what I can come up with.
Do it.
But that's it.
Very cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I wasn't super excited about Baba Yaga because I didn't know a lot about her, but you guys, I want to go read something or watch something.
It's
she sounds way
fascinating.
more intriguing than I thought she was.
There's a
really
handful of variations of her that I didn't even really consider before throughout stories that I know of, where it all kind of makes sense. You start drawing parallels and you're like, oh, okay. But
okay.
I like that. Yeah, that Adam took like the prequel approach to it. That is really wicked, man.
Yeah.
Really wicked.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Come back. Come back another month.
Okay, I do have a question though. I have a question for everybody here. When you're working, what are you listening to, or what have you been listening to currently? Like the top 5. It could be a station, an artist themselves, genre of music, whatever. Nate, go.
Mastodon. Pretty much always Mastodon.
Of course you listen to Mastodon.
What does that mean? Actually, no, I take that back. Lately, because, I mean, they were good friends of mine that also guest. I actually used my CD player on my computer for the first time in the 8 years I've had it. But I've been jamming, and this is kind of cheap plug, but this is Mortal Review, a local band.
Yeah.
They were guests on Alien vs. Predator on the arcade recently.
Which is a great episode, by the way.
These guys are like not just like really talented people that I look up to. They're not just friends. Like they're genuinely like make good music. And I don't know. I've had that album on repeat for. So if it's not Mastodon, it's Mortal Review. I'm a heavy metal guy. I can't get around it.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yeah.
Adam, what about you, man?
Well, for this piece, actually, I listened to an entire album of Slavic gypsy music. Just the queen of gypsies had an album on YouTube, and I was like, I wonder what this sounds like. So I just listened to that while I was sketching.
Self-proclaimed.
Little tambourine action, little not yodeling, but it was interesting. But besides that, it's like, yeah. But besides that, it's like podcasts. I listen to Time Suck with Dan Cummings, which is hilarious, and been getting into Periphery. There's this band called Periphery.
Yeah.
They're super. They got my number. I love them.
What genre are they?
Metal.
You metal kids, I swear.
There's a wide varying degree of metal.
There is, absolutely.
What about you, Dave?
Mostly, it just depends. If I want to listen to music, it's metal. Mostly what I do now is soundtracks. Since it's been around Halloween, I'll have the TV on back behind me, and I'll have horror movies on for inspiration, or I'll listen to horror soundtracks. Halloween, I've been listening to that soundtrack a lot here lately. The Friday the 13th soundtrack, Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack. Band, if you don't have that soundtrack, Nightmare on Elm Street, like, it's a totally different entity from the movie. It's amazing. But yeah, like, mine's mostly just like I'll have the horror movies on in the background while I'm working, or like I said, soundtracks.
Isn't that what you usually listen to in like February and March and April?
Yeah.
And May?
I do all the time. Yeah, I'm a horror
making mixtape.
Well, I mean, if you're working in that genre, then
yeah.
What you listen to.
Still, Gary, to this day, my favorite one to watch while I'm working is Tourist Trap. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, he got you. He tourist trapped you.
Dude, I had the Blu-ray and everything. Well, the funny thing is, Gary, real quick, did I tell you that story?
No, what's up?
I saw that in the freaking drive-in when I was younger, and I didn't know what it was. Yes.
I would have killed to have seen that in the driving movie.
I was like 5 years old, and I saw that in the drive-in, and it freaked me out. And I didn't know what it was until I got it, and you recommended it. I was like, holy, that's the one I've been looking for.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that just kind of resurfaced within like the past like 5 or 6 years. It just grew like cult following all of a sudden. It's like, whoa, you know.
Deanna, don't watch it. It's horrifying.
No,
the title. I know. Thank you.
Everyone should watch it as homework, and we'll talk about it next month.
Yeah.
You really should. Don't watch a trailer for it though. Don't watch the original because it gives away way too much. Just go watch the movie Tourist Trap with Chuck Connors. Even you guys out there in TV/internet land.
Is it like Hostel? I finally watched Hostel.
Oh no.
What now?
I finally watched Hostel just like last year or this year, and no, thank you.
Nope.
No.
It's not torture porn.
No, it's not. James, what are you listening to now?
Oh, well, I've been doing that 70s thing the other day. I told you I watched Saturday Night Fever. So I had some disco going at one point.
Nice.
Nice.
Last night I was finishing her up her hair and her face, and I had Dr. Strangelove on.
Yes.
So I've been doing like this 70s run. So I've watched Shaft and Strangelove and just been going like 2001, just all these 70s movies.
What about music-wise? Like, what do you listen to music-wise?
Usually it's everything. Jerry Reed, the Bee Gees, Daft Punk. It's all over the place.
Yes, love Daft Punk, dude. Love that. Harris, what about you, man?
I listen to a lot. Like I kind of go to like a beats per minute kind of thing, which sounds really crazy, but like I think that's why a lot of artists like heavy metal. Like I listen to that because it's like pounding you, like keep working. But I've been listening to this band. I think I am gonna say the name wrong, but it's 𝗘𝗵𝗆, I think. It's a satanic death metal band, but it's fantastic. But I mean, I listen to everything. Like I listen to like my concert rotations are like Interpol. I love them. It's like a New York rock band, and like people dog on me this all the time. I get a lot of crap for this, but I love 𝗏𝗏𝗆 and 𝗵𝗵𝗆. They're like one of my favorite bands.
Oh yeah, they're good, man.
And like that's like I will always have them on repeat.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like I listen to a lot of rappers. Like I'm trying to think who I've been blasting lately. There's 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗵𝗁, I think is how you say his name. I'm sure I said it wrong, but he's really fantastic. But I kind of cycle through a lot. Like, I mean, if I'm really on like a deadline, like I'm really trying to get through something, like I'm probably listening to like synthesizer music, you know, like, and I love like the OG like video game soundtracks. But then I also love like original like movie scores soundtracks, like Clint Mansell. Like, dear God, like if you need to do some work and you want to listen to something that's gonna get you in the zone, like Clint Mansell, any of his albums that he's put out are amazing. And is it David Willfish? Him and Hans Zimmer, they did the soundtrack for Blade Runner 2049.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
just bonkers good. Like it's just like, I mean, it's legit good. And so like I listen to a lot of what am I trying to say? Original movie soundtracks. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's it. Clint Mansell though, he's probably the top one that I really get into. That it's just, you can put it on and whatever mood you're in, like you'll be in the mood you want to be in.
Nice.
Eric, what about you, man? I bet you're gonna be he's the music guy.
So I'm absolutely ridiculous, and I just happen to have like my top 3 vinyls next to me here. So, favorite album ever. We have the facts, and we're voting yes by 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗵𝗁. And if you have a good set of headphones, like the first time you listen to it, make sure that it's playing through those. And then I got some Modest Mouse here.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that's one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah, right.
People who love Bad News.
Dude. Yeah, this album is great. And then I've got some French pop from the 1960s. This is like some of my favorite shit. Like, she's in a lot of like Wes Anderson movies. If you like the stuff that you hear through that, she's got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, good picks, man.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
We're not all about metal, us kids.
I like the stuff that puts me in a different place and not like, you know, just harasses my eardrums the entire time I'm listening to it.
I have ADHD, and it just like if it grabs my attention and holds on to it, then.
What about you, Anna?
Well, when it comes to having like shows or movies on, while I'm working, I like having stuff on that I've seen before. That way it's less distracting.
Of course.
Makes sense.
And then
hard rule.
Yeah. And then in regards to music, while I'm working, I've always listened to like anime music. And here lately I've been listening to Lindsey Sterling.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Japanese anime music, it's like you know, there's a wide variety of, you know, there's pop, there's rock, you know, nice wide variety. And because I don't fully understand what they're saying, it's easier for me to like not fully pay attention to it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you guys know there's an anime store at the mall now? Otaku?
Yes.
Yeah, I've some of my coworkers have been telling me about that.
No, that costume party seemed pretty cool. Like, I mean, been out into the mall also. Like, it took up more than just the store.
Oh, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was Visioncon's first in-person live event since all this junk started.
Wow.
Well, maybe the Pen Clique should invade that place. Do like an anime theme there.
I think he would love that. Next season.
What do you listen to while you work?
What I blog for a living. I have to write. I have if I put on soundtracks, I sing along, and I can't write. I try to find things. I do a lot of blues music.
All right.
I can just let that in the background. But this month, I trust Alexa now. She's been doing great. If I say play some Halloween music, she's been pulling stuff from every genre, not just, she throws Monster Mash and Witch Doctor in there too, so I love that. But she's pulling like all kinds of stuff. She's been taking me on a journey. But yeah, ask for Halloween songs, and at least mine, I think they have personalities. Mine's been pulling some good stuff.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've been listening to this album, Hell on Wheels 2, which is also Hell on Wheels 1.
DJP.
And it's a mix by DJP, who's like the grandfather of mashup. Or he's the father of mashup. Dude, it's such a cool mix. It's got AC/DC, it's got like it's all over the place, and it's done so well. If you go to www.djpmix.com, he has a lot of those uploaded, so you can just listen to them for free. But if you want to get it on vinyl, it's also available on vinyl. Aside from that, I've been listening to a lot of the Trapped in Paradise, Trapped in Space channels on YouTube. So I'm listening to a lot of like chill trap music. Been listening to Boom, of course. Been listening to a lot of drum and bass too, because it's very fast paced. Synthwave, dark wave, vaporwave. Like I've just been on like this really like chill retro feel lately. But in the morning, sometimes I'll listen to stuff like Midnight Star and like Lakeside and Earth, Wind and Fire and stuff. So I'm listening to that too.
Isn't Hell on Wheels the name of something you're working on?
Yeah.
What?
Aren't you working on a game, Hell on Wheels?
Am I working on a game with you guys?
No, that zombie game. What's it called?
Oh, I'm working on a zombie game called Escape the Dead with Overlord Games, Overlord Game Design LLC. David Stanfield owns it.
Okay.
I'm almost done.
The logo's a car, though. I was thinking Hell on Wheels.
Yeah, Escape the Dead.
Okay.
Harry, how much you getting from DJP for that plug?
What's that?
Said, how much money are you getting for that DJP plug?
Actually, I'm not getting paid for that plug.
Area of opportunity.
You arranged that ahead of time.
I just had a contest where I gave away 2 of those and 2 copies of Graveyard Slaughter. So we might want to do another giveaway on here sometime.
Yeah, because I didn't win it. So you get another one.
Drawing until you win. That's how it works.
All right. Well, we're ready to enter what our Visioncon host Zach has claimed as the plug zone. That's such a weird name. I love it. That ties right into it. So
don't Google that though. You might get something else.
No, don't look it up on the internet, please. I don't. And if you do, I don't want to know what you saw. But yeah, we'll just go one at a time. If you want to tell people where to find you online until they can see you in person, mention one more time something you're working on right now. Just everybody take a minute. I'm going to start at the bottom this time. Anna, what would you like to say to everybody?
Well, yeah, I guess again, I'm just working on, just my own independent stuff right now. And of course I got the classwork with the photography stuff going on. I believe my website where you can find me is on there. Terrible, I don't have it off the top of my head, but hopefully it's on there.
You sent me a link, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have it when I share your art. I'll put it next to it so everybody can find it.
It's like, yeah, I have an account on Deviant. You can find me on DeviantArt.
Awesome. Adam, how about you?
So I have a website. I kept it simple so I wouldn't forget. So it's AdamDoesArt.com. Kept it real simple. But you can find me on Facebook and then get a copy of Graveyard Slaughter at graveyardslaughter.com. And from there, you can buy the book with the original cover, or you can have Gary or I or any of the artists do sketch covers, which are a heck of a lot of fun. So, yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Nate, how about you?
Oh, yeah. I am Nate of Mammoth Press. You can find my website, mammothpressllc.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. I usually hit those up pretty avidly. Potbelly Mammoth. Everything's backwards. I did it. Just changed hands.
Is that a dance move?
There.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Potbelly, and I still did it wrong. No, Potbelly Mammoth is still on potbellymammoth.com. Volume 1 is still available on the merch page there in printed glory. I tend to also put little personal sketches and doodles in them with like bookmarks and stickers and all that. There it is again. That one. That one. There. Yeah. So, and then Volume 2 is currently being uploaded weekly on Patreon at patreon.com/potbellymammoth.
Okay, Nate.
No.
He's like, buy it now, buy it now.
And then my most recent endeavors has been the Mammoth Press multi-cade, the arcade cabinet I designed and ended up building. And, every Wednesday I post on YouTube episodes with some cool kids that I look up to as we play their favorite classic games and retro arcade games. Also, I tend to live stream on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. The schedule's a little later. It's usually around 9, but I'm probably going to go around 7 or 8 here soon. So I'll live stream games on the arcade cabinet too. You can find Mammoth Press on YouTube and on Twitch.
All right, James. Anything going on?
Excuse me?
I said, what's going on?
Still farting around with the 3D printed R2 unit. He's in the sanding / Bondo stage. Probably should, Gary suggested I post some pictures on Instagram. I do have the Instagram account. It's Hitsuji99.
Wait a minute. Did you see Neighbor's Puppers? Oh.
No, I'm sorry. She won't leave me alone.
Oh.
What was that, James?
Huh?
Go ahead, James. What were you saying?
I forgot. It's all good though.
Your Instagram page.
Your Instagram.
The Instagram, the Hitsuji99. I've been slowly posting my game art from years gone by. There's some of my Volkswagen art up there too. So slowly getting stuff from the computer to that when I got time.
Can you spell your Instagram for everybody?
It's Hitsuji, HITSUJI 99. Translates to 99 sheep. Yeah, I think she's got some links to it, so if anyone wants it, but yeah.
Let me see. Eric, how about you?
Hi again. Yeah, you can find me as 𝗍𝗺𝗆 on Facebook and Instagram. That's about the best way to keep up with me right now. You can find pretty much all of my work there currently. And that's all I've got.
Okay, Christopher.
I am kind of a ghost on social media. I just recently deleted Facebook, so you can watch me pat myself on the back for that. But you can find me on Instagram. I post about once every 2 weeks, so you know I'm getting those followers. I believe my name on there is Chris. If you could read my name on the screen now, put a letter A between Christopher and Harris, you'll find me. And then my Twitter, I post about the same amount, about once every week, every 2 weeks. And I think my name on there is Kristoff, KRISTOFF 2099, because I love 2099. because I was born in the 80s and raised in the 90s. But I have nothing that I'm going to say on any of those platforms that's going to make you want to follow me. But if you want to see my art, you will see it on there.
David.
Yeah, just all the social media sites. I'm on those: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look up either David Faught or Sketch Artist 76. Cover just got done for Big Dog Ink. This is the foil one. It just got released. Sold out completely in like one day, which I was excited. You can only get them through me, but if you want a regular cover, go to bigdogink.com and they actually have them. But
That's
yeah,
Dorothy Gale, right?
Do what?
Is that Dorothy?
Yeah, it's Dorothy. It was a version of Dorothy that they wanted me to kind of change her up a little bit. And but yeah, I'm on there. Hit me up on any social site. Like I said, just look up David Faught or Sketch Artist 76.
Sweet. I think we're down to Gary. And Gary, in addition to plugging you, mentioned we didn't really explain Clever Kaiju at the beginning. Our other host.
Oh yeah.
Throw it in there too.
Well, actually, myself and two of the other founders, James and Nate, are we run a group called Clever Kaiju, where we meet and we discuss like techniques and how we do things. We do demos for each other, or we have guest people come in and do demos. I'm trying to trick Eric down here or Chris down here to do one.
Keep trying.
But aside from that, we're going to be doing tutorials, talks, and workshops like through the convention circuit, i.e. Visioncon, and just on our own. And then we're going to be teaching courses sometime next year, so 2021. What I've got going on personally, I was just on Nate's multi-cade show. We played a lot of video games that you mentioned earlier, so if you haven't seen that show, go check it out. Mammoth Press. See, I'm endorsing everyone else here. but all this stuff that we do, we put on Clever Kaiju, so people, if they want to segue to these other artists, they can at least start there and then kind of expand, because we'll post like our shows, the things that we're working on, the things that we're, selling or whatnot. The resources are all there, but then we'll start promoting like our classes and stuff a little later on. Personally, like I said before, I'm working on the Crypt TV stuff. Been working on Graveyard Slaughter 2. If you want to get a copy of one, like Adam mentioned down here, I don't know where he's at, but on my screen he's down here. www.graveyardslaughter.com. You can go to my website, www.artistgarybiddell.com. I actually have my sketchbook, called One for sale. You can get just the physical version for right now, but I will be uploading the PDF version soon that you can buy and download. And I also have my first art book, 𝗏𝗏, which is a 116-page art book I did in 2010. And it's only $5 to download on my website. So go check that out too. And you can go to my Instagram and my Facebook, which are both, Artist Gary Biddell, facebook.com/Artist Gary Biddell. And then Instagram is, Artist Gary Biddell. You can't miss it.
Sweet. That leaves me. The guys already had me plug Playco Games. So
right.
If you want to see some fun games, go to playcogames.com. I've been absent completely on our social media pages. So there's nothing new there to see, but there's a lot of old stuff to see. And Visioncon, I'm on the marketing team for Visioncon. I am their unpaid slave. I mean, volunteer. Visioncon is completely volunteer, charity-driven. Canines for Camo is our charity this coming year. Saturday at the event at the mall, we announced our dates for 2021. Wear your masks, stay healthy. We want to have this convention April 30th through May 2nd.
Hey, Deanna, will Clever Kaiju also be at Visioncon next year?
I believe Clever Kaiju will be there. with a couple of tables, a whole bunch of art, some artists, and the Pen Clique will be there live, drawing on the spot at the convention.
Last episode of the season for the Pen Clique. I can't stop laughing. Like, I'm looking at Nate, and he's like laughing.
I know. I almost like we're side by side on my screen. I just want to go, nicely played.
And lastly, make sure and watch everybody here on social media, on their websites. Watch Visioncon for new updates, new stuff going on all the time. Watch 𝗪𝗏𝗏 Kaiju on social media. And mark your calendars. Next month is November 19th. The Pen Clique is going to do a mashup. And it's November. We're going to be a week earlier than usual because of Thanksgiving. So we are going to have a suggestion week. No voting week. The artists are going to draw, and we're going to have a show on November 19th. The mashup is 3 things. Some type of food, your choice. For example, a turkey. An element to incorporate. For example, a carving knife. Turkey got a hold of a carving knife. The third thing is the category. And I'm not very good at explaining this. It can be the style, the situation. Gary?
I think it'd probably be more like you have the food, and then you can have like a noun or
Element.
Yeah, like an element. So it's like you have a food, and then maybe like a position, like a priest, and then like a weapon, like a sword or a gun or something like that. So it's like the food, a role, and a weapon.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Start thinking it up. I will get that on next week, or no, this weekend, because next week we need your suggestions on the event page. And I don't know, are you each going to draw, like take a suggestion and draw? Have we decided, or are you all going to draw the same thing this time again?
I don't know. How do you want to do that, guys? Should we just get like a nice handful of like foods and then like rolls and weapons or whatever, and then just kind of hand take our
Either way.
I think that would be pretty cool, because then you'll get different ones out of everyone.
Yeah.
You can almost have a team at that point, like, D&D game of team. You have mashed potato guy and this.
I will say November 19th is my birthday, and my B-side is narcissism. So if you guys want to throw in some anime suggestions, I'll make it real cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, what year were you born?
86.
Oh, you're 86, baby? I was born in 81. My birthday's on the 25th of November.
Just a bunch of old dudes talking about art.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'm a decade ahead of you guys. Huffs. But that's it. Thank you guys for joining us for episode number 2 of the Pen Clique, and be sure to come back for episode number 3 and continue the season with us. See you guys later.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.